You wake up in a small apartment in Manhattan. Outside your window, the KT is already moving fast. But inside, your mind is focused on one thing. Today is not just another day. Today you begin your journey into litigation finance, where you invest in lawsuits instead of stocks, where your returns depend on legal outcomes, and where the stakes can reach hundreds of millions of dollars. This is the complete POV of your career in litigation finance, from your first role analyzing legal cases, all the way to running a multi-billion-dollar legal event. Welcome to the world of investing in lawsuits. Level 1, Litigation Analyst Null at 3 years. You are 26 years old. You just graduated from law school but choose not to become a lawyer. Instead, you join the litigation finance firm as an analyst. Your starting salary is $110,000. Your first job is to read hundreds of legal complaints. You analyze the strength of each case. You calculate the probability of winning. You build detailed risk models. You spend your days buried in legal documents. You learn how judges think. You learn how juries behave. You learn which types of cases are most likely to settle. Your first big project is a medical malpractice case. You spend 3 weeks building a model. You conclude there is a 72% chance of winning. The fund invests $2.4 million. 6 months later, the case settles for $18 million. Your model was right. At this level, you are not making the investment decisions, but you are learning how to read the law like an investor. Level 2, Litigation Associates 3 equate years. It is now year 4. You have been promoted to Litigation Associate. Your salary has jumped to $185,000. You now receive a small share of the profits from successful cases. Your role has changed. You are no longer just analyzing cases. You are originating them. You spend time meeting with law firms. You evaluate which cases are worth funding. You negotiate terms with attorneys who need capital to take big cases to trial. Your first major deal is a product liability case against a pharmaceutical company. You structure a $3.8 million investment. The case has a projected return of 4.2 times your money if successful. You learn to manage risk across a portfolio. Not every case will win, but the winners need more than cover the losers. You start traveling to meet with lawyers across the country. You become known for your ability to quickly assess legal risk. You are no longer just an analyst. You are becoming a litigation investor. Level 3, Vice President reach 4 years. You are now 33 years old. You have been promoted to Vice President. Your compensation is $310,000 base, plus meaningful profit participation. You now lead a team of 5 analysts and associates. You are responsible for sourcing and executing deals up to $15 million. Your first major deal as VP is complex. A class action lawsuit against a major tech company. The case has already been through years of litigation. It is now heading to trial. You spend 6 weeks building the investment thesis. You model 3 different outcomes: base case, downside case, and best case. You discover that even in the downside scenario, the fund can still make money. You present to the investment committee. The discussion lasts 90 minutes. In the end, the committee approves a $12 million investment. You led the negotiations with the law firm. The case goes to trial. After 4 months of proceedings, the jury returns a verdict: $147 million. Your fund receives $43 million from the single case. You feel the weight and the power of this industry at the same time. Level 4, Director/Portfolio Manager now at 30 years. You are now 40 years old. You have been promoted to Director. You are given responsibility for a $280 million portion of the fund. Your base salary reaches $425,000. Your profit participation becomes very significant. Your mornings now start with portfolio reviews. You track 23 active cases. You monitor legal developments, settlement offers, and trial dates. One of your largest cases is struggling: a securities fraud lawsuit against a major bank. The judge has issued several unfavorable rulings. You fly to Chicago to meet with the lead attorneys. You spend 3 days helping them restructure their legal strategy. You also renegotiate the funding terms to protect your downside. 6 months later, The case settles for $94 million. Your fund still makes a strong return. You feel immense satisfaction, not just because the investment works, but because you helped guide the complex case to a successful outcome. At this level, you also become a mentor. You train the next generation of litigation investors. You teach them that this business is not about gambling on lawsuits. It is about disciplined risk assessment and portfolio construction. Level Pump, partner and head of legal fund Degdo plus years. You are now 48 years old. You have been made partner and head of the entire litigation finance platform. The fund you helped build now manages $1.8 billion. Your base compensation exceeds $650,000. But the real wealth comes from your share of the profits. On successful fund cycles, you could personally realize $12 to $18 million. Your days look completely different now. You spend most of your time in strategy meetings. You meet with the largest law firms in the country. You advise on the design of new litigation funding vehicles. One of your first major decisions as partner is bold. You recommend allocating $300 million to a new strategy, funding mass tort and class action cases at scale. The investment committee debates the idea for 2 full days. Some partners worry about concentration risk. Others see the massive return potential. In the end, the allocation is approved. You personally led the first 5 investments under this new strategy. One of them is a landmark case against a major corporation. Your fund invests $47 million. 3 years later, the case settles for $820 million. Your fund receives $194 million from this single case. You have moved from analyzing cases to structuring $100 million investments, to shaping the future of an entire industry. But you never lose touch with the ground level. Every quarter you still review the full portfolio. You personally check the status of the largest cases. You still remember the first model you built, the medical malpractice case from your analyst days. You smile when you realize how far you have come. At this level, the pressure is different. It is no longer about proving yourself. It is about protecting the culture and performance of the firm. You begin to think about your legacy, not just the returns you helped generate, the role you played in shaping how capital flows into the legal system. You look out the window of your office in New York. The case stretches out below you. You think about all the cases your capital has touched, and you realize something important. You did not just build a career, you helped build an industry. That is the complete journey, from your first role analyzing legal complaints, to leading a $1.8 billion litigation finance platform. Litigation finance is one of the most intellectually demanding and financially rewarding careers in alternative investments. It requires you to understand both law and finance at the highest level. If this story inspired you, if you want to see more deep dive career journeys, then please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Comment below and tell me, which level surprised you the most, or which other finance net you would like to see next. The legal system needs more disciplined capital. Maybe the next chapter of this story starts with you.